Let's click on this button and see what happens. We can see our background color is changing while we click this button, and this app is known as Color Flipper, which is a very good beginner project for JavaScript. So let's start and build it from scratch. I'm already on my VS Code, and let's start with a boiler template of HTML. So first of all, I want one heading which says Color Flipper, and I also want one button, so let's make it and put it change color. Okay, now let's see what we have built. We can see in show preview, and then click here, open in browser, and finally we can see what we have made. So I want these two things to come at center, so for that I will put a simple CSS in it. So for putting CSS in the same file, it's style, and then I put body, and then I put text align center. Finally, let's see our project. So we can see these two came at center. Now let's move on to the other part. Now we want to store color in some array, so we use JavaScript for that, and we write const colors, and this is actually array, so let's write some name of colors. So red, blue and green. Okay, let's just put these three colors for simplicity. So I have just created an array in JavaScript with three colors. Okay, the first thing. Now what we have to do is we have to put this color randomly. If I click on the screen, if I click on the change color button, we have to get a random color from here. And in JavaScript, if we have to get random color or random anything, we use one very simple thing, that is Math.random. So what it does is it actually prints number between 0 to 1 and randomly. So let's see. Okay, let's let it as const random. And do you know why I put this as const? Though it is a variable, though its value changes, but when I run the program once, its value remains fixed, and when I run the program another time, then also its value remains fixed. So for those things we use const. So let's now see this result in console log random, and let's see what comes there. So we go here, right click, inspect, and then go to console, and we can see one random number. Let's again refresh this. So when I refresh this, I can see again new random numbers here. So it just prints random number between 0 and 1. But what I want is, I have three things here, so I want to print from 0 to 3. So how can I do that? It's very simple, just multiply this with 3 and let's see what happens. So again let's see, we can see numbers between see 1.9 is also coming, so we can see number between 0 and 3. But here are decimal points, so I want to remove that, and for removing that I will use math.floor, and whenever I put something in between this, it just removes the decimal point and gives me the lowest number. So let's see what happens in our console. Finally we can see it gives us number from 0 to 3 and without decimal points. Now we must generate these colors randomly. So for that we use index of an array. So let's put const selected color is, first we write the name of array and then its index. So what is the index? Its index is random, because we want to create it randomly. And one thing I want to tell you, that is, if I put here 3 and if somebody adds another color here, then it becomes 4 and it becomes 3, which will be a problem for us. So for that we generate it dynamically, and that is given by the name of array dot length. It actually gives the length of array, and even if we change the array, now it is changed dynamically. So this problem is solved, and let's see the selected color, what color will be selected. So let's go on to the console, and finally we can see random colors being selected from here. Now what we do is, After selecting the color, we want to put this as a background color. So that can be done very easily. So we just write document dot body dot style and background color, and that becomes our selected color. And let's see what happens. Finally, we can see the background color is changing, but this background color is very much contrasting. So let's make some light colors. Okay, so for that I've asked ChatGPT to make some good background colors, and it has given me the list. So I will just copy and I will just paste this here, and this color is in the X form, so it's not a problem. It's a general color format nowadays. So let's see what happens now. So finally the colors are very good and very pleasant for our eyes, right? So now what I want to do is, after I click on this change color, I want the color to be changed. But right now what we have to do, we have to refresh every time. I don't want that. So for that is very easy. So first of all, I want to put the ID on this button, and let's give it a change color button. Okay, and the better way to give ID is not this one, this kebab case, color and button. Okay, so we put a hyphen in between. So change color button is the ID, and now let's select the ID, document dot get element by ID, and write the name of the ID. So the name is here. I will simply copy and paste the name. So after this dot, I use onclick, and after this I have to put one function here. So I am just putting an arrow function. And now what I want is, after I click this button, I want all these things to run. So why not to cut it from here and just simply put it here. And now let's see what happens. So we can see our console, and now after I refresh, nothing happens. But when I click on change color, our color is changed, and finally we can make the color flipper. And now let's use some CSS to make it more beautiful. Okay, so first of all, I want to change the font family. Okay, one of the font family that is good is sans serif. I use it, and let's see. Now this seems little better, and I also want to increase the size of this button. So for that, what I do is I write button and then font size, and I want to put 18 pixel. Okay, so let's see, our change color button is changed, and whenever I put my mouse over here, I want it to be a pointer. So for that, it is very easy. We just put cursor pointer, and let's see what happens. After this, when I hover my mouse over here, you can see a pointer comes out. So now we can change the color. So last thing I want to do is, when I change the color, it is changing very instantly, and it is not pleasant for our eyes. So to make it pleasant for our eyes, I want to add a small transition here that will delay the change. So I will just add transition on the background color, and I will add the transition of 0.5 second, and I will put ease. Okay, so after this transition, when I click on change color, it will change little slower and feels very pleasant to our eyes. So let's do this. So now you can see it is changing little slowly, and it feels very pleasant to our eyes. So finally we can make our color flipper app very easily for the JavaScript. And while making this, we have learned a lot. We have actually learned about the DOM manipulation, and we have learned about the arrays, and we have learned about how to generate random numbers and random elements from array. So these things we can learn, and for today this much only. And if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe the channel. Thank you.